Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to explore in the vast ocean of American coinage. The 1971 United States $1 coin glimmers like a hidden treasure chest waiting to be discovered. To the untrained eye, it might appear like an ordinary piece of metal, slightly heavy, cool to the touch, bearing the noble visage of President Dwight D. Eisenhower. But within its metallic heart, for certain rare varieties, lies a value so staggering that it can turn an unsuspecting finder into an overnight billionaire. This isn't just currency, it's a piece of history, a silent witness to the stories, hands, and moments it has passed through over half a century. And if you happen to hold the right one, your destiny might never be the same. The magic of the $1,971 begins with its creation. It was the first year of the Eisenhower dollar series, and unlike smaller coins, this one had a bold presence, large, commanding, almost metal-like in its presentation. But hidden within that year's mintage were tiny, almost invisible differences in minting, metal composition, and strike quality that separated ordinary coins from the jaw-droppingly rare. These unicorn variants weren't meant to exist, yet they slipped into circulation, camouflaged among the common, awaiting the day someone with sharp eyes and a stroke of luck would stumble upon them. What gives these coins their unimaginable worth isn't just rarity, it's the perfect storm of historical context, pristine preservation, and collector obsession. Some were struck in special silver-clad compositions when they should have been copper-nickel. Others were minted with errors so rare that only a handful have been confirmed worldwide. These are not merely collectible coins, they're relics of a minting anomaly, a moment where human precision slipped, leaving behind a 1 in a billion mistake that today commands prices in the millions. Picture this. You're rifling through an old wooden drawer in your grandparents' home, or perhaps caching in a jar of coins you've ignored for years. Your hand closes around a $1,971, its surface gleaming just a little differently. You tilt it under the light, noticing its luster is sharper, almost mirror-like, its edges cleaner, the eagle on the reverse strikingly bold. In that quiet, thrilling moment, you may be holding a coin whose value could buy mansions, yachts, and even private islands. And all it took was paying attention. For serious numismatists, the hunt for the 1971 treasure is a thrilling chase. It's the equivalent of a gold prospector finding an untouched nugget the size of a fist. Auctions have seen these rare Eisenhower dollars ignite bidding wars between elite collectors, their final hammer prices causing gasps in crowded rooms. These aren't sales measured in hundreds or thousands, they're transactions measured in life-changing fortunes. And the beauty is, many of these coins are still out there, buried in dusty collections, forgotten in piggy banks, or hidden deep in bank vaults. The cultural allure of this coin isn't just in its metal or market value, it's in the idea that something so small and seemingly ordinary could carry the power to rewrite your life story. A coin like this doesn't just pay bills, it buys freedom, dreams, and legacies. Owning one is like holding a golden key that unlocks a future without limits. That's why collectors aren't just buyers, they're dreamers chasing a piece of magic minted into reality. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar also stands as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of value. When it was first released, it was simply worth $1, spent casually at gas stations or tucked into jukeboxes. Nobody knew that decades later, certain specimens would be worth more than entire skyscrapers. It's a testament to the fact that sometimes the most powerful fortunes are hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves. Stories abound of people who stumbled across one of these gems and saw their lives transformed overnight. Imagine waking up with debts hanging over your head and going to bed with the ability to retire, travel the world, or invest in anything your heart desires. This is the dream that fuels the feverish hunt, the possibility that your next coin find could be your ticket to unimaginable wealth. So, if you ever find yourself holding a 1971 United States $1 coin, don't rush to spend it or toss it in with loose change. Study it, cherish it, and maybe, just maybe, you'll realize you've been carrying a key to a fortune beyond your wildest imagination. Because sometimes, wealth doesn't come in gold bars or lottery tickets, It comes in the cool, heavy weight of a silver dollar-sized miracle resting quietly in the palm of your hand. If you want, I can also write you a dramatic, auction-style version of this same script to make it even more thrilling for storytelling or videos. Would you like me to do that? Saced into the story of the 1972 United States $1 coin like it's a treasure tale whispered between seasoned collectors and hopeful fortune seekers. The $1,972 may seem like any other coin to an untrained eye, but to those who know its secrets, it is more than metal. It is a golden key to unimaginable wealth. Its very existence carries a mix of history, rarity, and mystery, making it one of the most whispered about pieces in numismatic circles. This is no ordinary pocket change. This is a silent millionaire maker. Back in 1972, the United States was in the midst of change, politically, socially, and economically. The Eisenhower dollar, which bore the face of the late president, and the Apollo 11 moon landing eagle on the reverse, was already a bold statement of American pride. But within that year's minting, certain coins were struck with minute differences, variations so small, so subtle, that only the sharpest of eyes could detect them. And those differences, those microscopic quirks, would one day become the reason collectors were willing to pay small fortunes to own them. Imagine holding a coin that looks just like the one in your grandfather's drawer, but secretly belongs to a class so rare that it could pay for a mansion, a fleet of cars, and still leave you enough to live lavishly for decades. The $1,972 has such variance, the kind of minting errors that transform ordinary metal discs into priceless artifacts. These quirks were not intentionally made. They were born out of the human element in a mechanical process, a tiny slip in engraving, a different die, or an unplanned design alignment. The result? A handful of coins unlike the rest, forever set apart from millions of their siblings. The value of such a coin today doesn't just lie in its rarity. It lies in the drama surrounding it. Many of these coins slipped quietly into circulation decades ago, used to buy groceries or pay for gas, without anyone knowing the hidden treasure they held. Some still sit unnoticed in coin jars, old bank boxes, or dusty drawers. Every so often, a lucky person discovers one, and in an instant, their life changes from the ordinary rhythm of bills and paychecks to the extraordinary thrill of selling a single coin for a price that could rival a lottery jackpot. The allure of the 1972 $1 coin isn't just monetary, it's emotional. Owning one is like holding a fragment of a secret history, a bridge between the mint's craftsmanship and a time when America's space dreams and presidential legacy merged into a single design. The coin speaks of precision and accident, of national pride and human imperfection. It's the kind of relic that makes collectors' hearts race, not only because of the money it commands, but because of the chase to find it. Collectors often say that the most valuable coins are those with a story to tell, and the $1,972 tells a tale of rarity born in silence. There was no grand announcement when they were minted. No headline screamed about their existence. Instead, they simply existed, waiting for curious hands and sharp eyes to stumble upon them years later. This secrecy is part of what makes them so irresistible. They are treasures that reward the observant and the patient. Over the years, auction houses have witnessed frenzied bidding wars over pristine examples of this coin. Numbers climb quickly from hundreds to thousands, and for the rarest variations, into hundreds of thousands, and in whispered private sales, even into the millions. When the hammer falls, it isn't just a transaction, it's the sealing of a dream. The buyer walks away with a piece of metal and a piece of history, while the seller walks away with life-changing wealth. It's not hard to imagine why someone might guard such a coin fiercely, refusing to sell it unless the offer is as staggering as the rarity itself. This is not a coin you toss into a vending machine or spend on coffee. This is a legacy, an heirloom, an asset with the power to rewrite your life overnight. One moment you're a collector or just an unsuspecting owner, and the next, you're staring at a check that could fund generations. So, the next time you see a 1972 United States $1 coin, don't let its plain face fool you. It might be an ordinary Eisenhower dollar, or it might be the rarest of them all, the one that turns a simple piece of change into a ticket to wealth beyond your imagination. It is the coin that whispers, "Your fortune is closer than you think," and for the lucky few who find it, that whisper becomes a roar that changes everything. If you want, I can also create a dramatic collector's guide version of this $1,972 coin story, making it sound like a TV treasure hunting show narration. Would you like me to do that? Third, imagine holding in your hand an ordinary-looking United States $1 coin from 1977. At first glance, it seems like just another relic of pocket change from decades past. But what if I told you this seemingly humble coin hides a secret so powerful, so rare, that it could catapult you into the realm of the ultra-wealthy overnight? That's right. Certain rare variations of the 1977 US $1 coin are so scarce and so sought after that collectors would pay amounts you can hardly wrap your mind around, prices soaring into the millions, changing lives in an instant. The magic of the $1,977 coin doesn't lie in its weight or even its material. It's all in the story, the rarity, and the imperfections that make it unique. In numismatics, value comes not just from age, but from the coin's scarcity, its striking errors, and the demand among collectors who are willing to outbid one another for the privilege of owning a piece of American minting history. This particular coin sits at the heart of one of the most heated collector battles in recent years, a perfect storm of rarity and desire. While the 1977 Eisenhower dollar was never minted in silver for circulation, certain test strikes, special minting errors, or proof misprints slipped out of the mint, coins with unusual toning, double strikes, or even the wrong planchet. These rare mistakes are like buried treasure for numismatists. If one of these elusive coins lands in your hands, you aren't holding just a piece of metal. You're holding an artifact that collectors dream of finding. The value doesn't just come from history, but from the fact that only a handful of these coins are known to exist. Now imagine the scene, a high-profile auction room filled with sharp-eyed collectors, wealthy investors, and coin experts. The air is tense as the auctioneer lifts a flawless, rare $1,977 into the light. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Everyone knows this isn't just another dollar. It's the dollar. Bids begin flying, climbing from thousands into hundreds of thousands in seconds. Then, in a whirlwind of excitement, the final hammer falls in the millions. Somewhere, an ordinary person who once kept that coin in a jar on their dresser is now a millionaire. The most fascinating part is that these valuable coins don't come with neon signs pointing them out. They hide among the ordinary, circulating for years before someone sharp-eyed spots the difference. Maybe the date looks just a touch off. Maybe the eagle on the reverse has a slightly different strike. Or maybe the metal has a unique composition. These quirks, imperceptible to most, are golden tickets to unimaginable wealth for those who know what they're looking for. What makes the 1977 $1 coin so legendary among collectors is not only the financial reward, but the thrill of the hunt. People comb through change jars, estate sales, and dusty old coin collections in search of that elusive find. There's something magical about the idea that life-changing wealth could be sitting quietly in a forgotten drawer, waiting for the right moment and the right person to discover it. But here's the twist. The market for rare coins is as much about passion as it is about profit. Collectors aren't just buying metal. They're buying history, mystery, and prestige. Owning one of the rarest $1,977 is like holding a piece of the American story that almost no one else can touch. It's a conversation piece, a legacy, and an investment all rolled into one. The sheer unpredictability of these coins fuels their legend. Today, you might think it's just another Eisenhower dollar worth face value. Tomorrow, it could be the coin that changes your life forever. And once word spreads about a discovery, collectors will come knocking, sometimes with offers so high you'll think you're dreaming. But it's not a dream. It's the reality of rare coin collecting. So, if you ever come across a 1977 $1 coin, don't rush to spend it. Hold it to the light. Study every curve, every letter, every shine and shadow. Because it might just be the rare one, the legendary version whispered about in collector circles, the coin with the power to turn your ordinary day into the day you became a millionaire overnight. In the world of numismatics, there are coins that simply exist, and then there are coins that command such awe and mystery that they seem to whisper promises of untold riches. The United States $1 coin from 1974 belongs to that latter category, an elusive piece that has captured the imagination of collectors and treasure hunters alike. This isn't just a coin, it's a time capsule, a fragment of history imbued with rarity, charm, and the potential to change someone's destiny overnight. Its existence is draped in intrigue, for not every $1,974 is the same. Only a select few bear the traits that make them so valuable. To hold one is to hold lightning in your hands. The magic of the $1,974 coin lies in its story. Minted during a transitional era in U.S. coinage, these coins were meant to be a common means of trade, yet some were struck with qualities that defied the ordinary. In a time when silver content, mint errors, and proof quality strikes were creating a stir among collectors, a handful of $1,974 emerged as rarities. Whether due to unusual minting conditions, experimental striking, or errors that slipped past the mint's watchful eyes, these unique specimens became objects of legend. Some even whisper about prototypes and limited mint runs that were never officially released, only to resurface decades later in the hands of private owners. Imagine this. You're sorting through an old collection, perhaps inherited from a grandparent or purchased at a small-town estate sale, and your eyes catch the bold 1974 date on a gleaming silver-toned coin. At first glance, it looks ordinary, until a closer look reveals sharp strikes, lustrous surfaces, or an oddity in its design. That's the moment your heart skips a beat, because you know you might be staring at a fortune disguised as pocket change. There are countless stories of such finds, where an overlooked coin turned into a life-changing windfall for the lucky finder. In today's market, certain $1,974 coins fetch mind-bending prices. We're not talking about hundreds or thousands. We're talking about sums that climb into the millions when the right combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand align. The auctions where these coins appear are electric, with bidders locked in fierce battles to secure a piece of history. Wealthy collectors, investors, and museums all compete, knowing that opportunities to own one are fleeting. It's not just a purchase. It's an acquisition of a treasure that can appreciate in value faster than gold or real estate. But value alone is only part of the allure. The $1,974 coin is a symbol of opportunity hiding in plain sight. Its story reminds us that extraordinary wealth can sometimes be found in the most ordinary of places, at the bottom of a coin jar, tucked away in an attic, or hidden in an old wallet. Every time you hold such a coin, you're touching an artifact that has traveled through time, through countless hands, carrying both history and mystery within its metallic surface. That's the kind of charm money itself can't buy. It has to be discovered. For collectors, the condition of a $1,974 makes all the difference. A well-circulated coin may still hold value, but the true treasures are those in pristine, uncirculated, or proof-like condition. Some coins glisten with a mirror finish, reflecting light as if forged for royalty. Others bear mint errors so unique, off-center strikes, double dies, unusual metal compositions, that they become one-of-a-kind masterpieces. Each imperfection or peculiar feature is like a fingerprint, marking that coin as singular in the world. If you own one, you hold a decision of immense weight. Do you keep it as a family heirloom, letting it grow in rarity and value as years pass? Or do you sell it now and turn it into instant wealth? Selling to the right buyer could mean walking away with a life-altering sum, enough to buy homes, start businesses, or retire in comfort. But holding on to it could mean even greater gains, especially as the pool of surviving coins continues to shrink over time. In a way, the $1,974 coin doesn't just offer wealth. It offers a choice between instant gratification and long-term legacy. What makes this coin even more enchanting is how it transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. Think of the countless $1,974 that once jingled in people's pockets, passed across counters, and bought everyday goods. Somewhere among them, a chosen few were unknowingly destined to become million-dollar marvels. It's the stuff of dreams, the idea that a small piece of metal could carry such staggering potential, hidden away for decades until the right eyes spotted it. That's the beauty of rare coins. They blur the line between currency and treasure. In the end, the most valuable and expensive 1974 US $1 coin is more than just an object. It's a story, a mystery, and a ticket to unimaginable fortune. It's living proof that history, rarity, and desire can combine to create something priceless. So, if you ever come across a $1,974, don't treat it like loose change. Hold it, examine it, and understand what you might have. Because sometimes, fate hides in the smallest things, and in the case of the $1,974, it might just be hiding in the palm of your hand, waiting to change your life forever. In the world of rare coins, there is one piece from 1978 that sits like a hidden dragon among the ordinary treasures, the United States $1 coin that collectors whisper about. At first glance, it might look like any other Eisenhower dollar from that year, but in reality, certain rare variations are like portals to unimaginable wealth. These special coins are so scarce, so coveted, that their value in today's market is measured not in hundreds or thousands, but in millions. Holding one in your palm is like holding a golden key to a fortune that could change your destiny overnight. What makes this coin so astonishingly valuable is not merely its age, but the circumstances of its birth. Some of these rare $1,978 were struck under unusual minting conditions, flawless precision, unique errors, or unplanned variations in metal composition. The most valuable versions are like works of art created by accident, the kind of once-in-a-lifetime mistakes that make collectors' hearts race. For a serious numismatist, finding one is not just about owning a coin, it's about possessing history that was never meant to exist. Imagine for a moment, you're rummaging through an old jar of coins, and your fingers brush against a dollar from 1978. At first, you think nothing of it, but then the gleam in its surface and the crispness of its design spark curiosity. You take a closer look and realize that this might not be an ordinary piece at all. That single moment, in the quiet of your home, could be the instant you go from everyday life to being the newest name whispered in coin collecting legends. The emotional pull of such a coin goes far beyond its monetary worth. You're not just holding metal, you're holding a time capsule from an era of disco music, space exploration dreams, and American pride stamped into silver-colored glory. It's as if the year 1978 itself is locked inside that coin, every ounce of its history, politics, and culture sealed into a shining relic. When collectors look at it, they're not just buying an object, they're buying a story, a legacy, and a piece of time that can never be remade. In the high-stakes world of auctions, these coins are the stars of the show. Serious buyers arrive with strategies, secret maximum bids, and eyes gleaming with hunger for ownership. The air is electric as the price climbs 50,000, 100,000, $500,000, and then in a heartbeat, the bidding leaps into the millions. Only a handful of people on Earth may even know such a coin exists, but for those in the room, it's a battle of wills and wallets to take home the prize. Part of the magic lies in how deceptively ordinary the coin appears. Without knowing what to look for, the mint mark, the strike quality, the possible double die features, it could easily pass through your hands as mere change. That's the true thrill for treasure hunters. The possibility that an unimaginable fortune is sitting in someone's dresser drawer, purse, or forgotten piggy bank, waiting to be recognized. The knowledge that these fortunes still hide in plain sight fuels the obsession of collectors worldwide. Once in private hands, such a coin is often treated like a royal jewel. It may be locked in a temperature-controlled vault, displayed only under the most secure conditions, and insured for sums that make the average person's head spin. Owners rarely part with them unless the price offered is truly life-changing, because beyond the money lies the prestige. Owning a piece so rare that it could make museum curators envious. There's also the haunting awareness that these coins will only grow in value as the years roll by. The supply will never increase. What exists now is all there will ever be. And with every passing year, more people enter the world of collecting. Demand will rise, and the prices will follow. That means the 1978 $1 treasure you hold today could be worth twice as much in a decade, and 10 times as much in the lifetime of your children or grandchildren. So, if you ever come across this legendary coin, do not rush to trade it for quick cash. Hold it, study it, and understand its story. You may be holding the key to financial freedom, a fortune wrapped in history, and a relic of America's past that could be your ticket to a billionaire's life. In the silent gleam of that 1978 $1 masterpiece lies a truth. Sometimes, the smallest things carry the greatest power to change your life forever.